I called you an American institution, which sounds a bit...
You did?
...much when you in the introduction, yeah. But that's safe to say, I think. There's no... You're sort of a landmark, like...
How old do you have to be an institution?
Well, there's some new institutions. There's some...
I don't mind. I really like it.
You were fired by Ziegfeld. Can you remember that?
Indeed, I can.
Remember the moment?
Yes, I can.
I never heard you tell that.
No, I've never told it.
Next question is, am I about to hear you tell it?
Well, yes. It's hard to believe. But when I came to this town, all I knew about was trying to get into vaudeville. Mm-hmm. And I never got near even an agent. I never got inside a building, an office, anything that had anything to do with vaudeville. But finally, some girls that I met that were starving along with me were going to a call at the Ziegfeld Theater.
Casting call?
Yes, for a third road show of Rio Rita. It's many, many years ago. And I made it. I made the call. I was chosen. One of, I don't know how many, I've forgotten. And I kept that job for 5 days. That was the longest I'd ever kept any job. That was just in rehearsal, of course. Yeah. And at the end of 5 days, they just very, culled us out like that. That's it. Goodbye.
Not even sweet about it.
Well, they didn't even know our names. Mm-hmm. So I was so terrified because I'd already written home and told everyone that I was a Ziegfeld girl. I didn't say that I was just going on the road and something, but yeah. It sounded great in Jamestown, New York. And I was out on the street, literally. Even the theater's gone now. But I was right out there on that street, whatever it was, where the Ziegfeld Theater was, and I was crying. And I just wouldn't leave the area, wouldn't leave the premises. Everybody else had gone home, but I just stood there crying. And a man came out. His name, I think, was Henry Sharp. I'm not sure. He's dead now. But he was a right-hand man to Mr. Ziegfeld. And he said, "What's the matter?" And I told him. And I was sobbing, and he said, "Well, it's ridiculous to stand there and cry. There are other jobs." He didn't know that I had never been anywhere near a job before that. And he said, "The thing for you to do is just go on about your life, find another job." Well, sounded so sad. And he walked away, and I followed him for about 2 blocks like an idiot, and sobbing and being you've never heard this either, Lucy. And I just cried so. And he finally said, will you go away? Stop following me. You get me arrested. So I stopped, and I turned the other way, and I went toward Fifth Avenue. And I remember saying, I've got to kill myself. I've got to die. I can't tell anybody at home what's happened to me. So I tried to figure how I'd do it.
You were serious?
Oh, yes. I was
depressed?
Not quite serious enough to do it, but I thought I was. I was so depressed. Well, I was only 16. Yeah. And I walked toward Fifth Avenue, and a big limousine passed. Huge limousine. I hadn't seen anything that big in my life. And I thought, if you're going to get hit by a big one. In case you don't die, Uh-huh. So I tried to throw myself in front of the limousine. Instead of that, it just stopped. So I picked myself up, and I went on back to my little room. That was it. That was the end of my suicide attempt.
Oh.
And if it hadn't...
It's true.
If that car had been going faster, I would be talking to an empty chair. Right?
2 empty chairs.
Yeah.